everyone to come and see me. Because you're such a good friend.
Scouts have noted that the residents have been acting more aggressively.
Burn in hell, you son of a bitch!
If we're gonna go after this thing, it needs to be all of us.
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
It can't be controlled.
You put us in a cage with a goddamn monster!
The one thing that makes people really listen is fear. You are fucking insane.
This is what it wants, to turn us against each other.
You got my mind all fucked up.
I've always wondered how you taste. Take my hand.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my full IT Welcome to Derry episode 5 trailer video. There's a lot of Pennywise footage here from a couple future episodes beyond episode 5 too, so I'll try to explain what I think is from episode 5 and what's from later episodes. It kind of seems like from the footage that Pennywise is trying to DoorDash the kids down to the cistern, like he's trying to get Uber Eats to deliver the kids to him in the cistern. There's a lot to cover here. I'll be doing videos for all the episodes. Naturally, if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get everything. The actual episode is titled Neibolt Street, which is a reference to the well house, which is on Neibolt Street, which we saw at the end of episode 4. The teaser that was leading to the 13 pillars. The whole idea is that the well house is also the way into the cistern, like the sewer system beneath Derry, the cistern where Pennywise's lair actually is, all leading them towards him, all the different factions on the show. Basically, the idea is that all the storylines are meant to converge by the end of the season. Like, all the different people are either encountering or dealing with Pennywise in different ways or searching for him. As we see in the trailer footage, like we see Hallorann with Ronnie and the other characters, all those storylines will converge soon. Starting at the beginning of the trailer footage and working our way through shot by shot. So they start with what looks like Lily at Kersh's house, at Ingrid's house, looking through her photo albums, and I think this confirms a big theory that she is Periwinkle, the daughter of the original Bob Gray character who was Pennywise the Clown before the IT entity started taking his identity.
My father always said to me that with good friends at your side, anything's possible.
As a lot of people have pointed out, it's only been 50 years since that 1908 timeline, and if you look how young she is, the younger version of the actress here, she's actually very young when she's dressed as Periwinkle, the actual clown. Madeline Stowe is in her 60s, so the actual timeline makes sense, like this could be the older version of Periwinkle Kersh. All the photos are also meant to be references to the old photos that Beverly sees in older Mrs. Kersh's house in IT Chapter 2. So the whole idea is that Ingrid's character just ages into that much older character by the 1980s. But the idea is that they're saying that Bob Gray was a regular human, that the IT entity then just took the identity of Pennywise the Clown from him. It also seems like it created this weird bond that he had with Ingrid as she grew older as well too. When she sees the other pictures in storage here, this baby is probably the baby version of Ingrid, like when she was a little kid. And then behind her, obviously more important, is Bob Gray in his full Pennywise the Dancing Clown makeup. Notice he has the cap on because this isn't the IT entity as Pennywise, it's the original Bob Gray version of Pennywise. Then we get the confirmation, I think, that Ingrid was the original Periwinkle, the clown, the little kid that we saw in the 1908 flashbacks, his real daughter. There are a lot of people that also thought that the person that Will saw in the shadow form in his telescope wasn't meant to be the IT entity, it was actually Periwinkle. I'm not totally convinced of that. I still think that Will saw the IT entity and he was just using the form that he had inside the photo that Will took because it looks similar, like the hair configuration looks similar to what it saw in the actual photo. Here's the thing though, when they actually show you the Periwinkle wig, you hear what sounds like a woman's clown laugh, but it's an adult woman, so I think that's meant to be Kersh doing her version of the clown laugh, like it's just meant to seem kind of insane in the background. There's actually previous trailer footage that shows her being even more creepy before. Like I said, the Dracula reference in last week's episode, when she's talking to her in the diner booth, she doesn't cast a reflection, just like they say that Dracula earlier episodes doesn't cast a reflection. Just making it seem like there's something really weird going on with Ingrid.
You convinced everyone to come and see me.
Then we actually get our first legit look of Bill Skarsgard as the it entity, Pennywise, in the sewers, talking to someone, talking about being a good friend. Bring all your other friends down here. I think he might actually be talking to Marge, just because Marge is the one that's obsessed with being friends with everyone, being part of the friend groups, and doing anything in pursuit of that. So I think the idea is that Pennywise is trying to play on that and get her to bring the other kids down to him so that he can consume them. We get a little bit more footage of Hank being taken to Shawshank Prison. You see people riding around him, and there are a couple people that try to lynch him. It's totally possible that the truth has gotten out, and people learn that he was with a white woman, and that's why they're trying to lynch him here as he gets on the bus. Or it could just be people reacting to the idea that they still believe that he murdered all the little kids. But you actually hear the tribe talking about what's happening. So this connects with the Rose plot because it seems like Rose here helps Hank and Charlotte and the others get away from what's happening here, this mob situation. You also notice the police seem like they're acting very racist here. I don't think this is totally a Pennywise thing. Like, Pennywise is low grade, making things worse, yes. But also the idea is they're just plain old racist, so they were already kind of bad. You just have to imagine that Pennywise is using his psychic influence just to make things even worse than they already would have been. Not totally sure where the kids are when Marge talks about going after Pennywise, the thing that she's referring to. That's why I think that Pennywise earlier was trying to bait Marge to bring everyone to him. Then we actually see the military, Hank, Grogan, and Taniel go into the well house because they're looking for the 13 pillars. There's another shot here of the kids rushing through this very misty landscape with all the people floating above them. This might be connected to the scenes of the mist covering the regular town outside. Like, you see everything going crazy and the town running around and the mist spreading everywhere. That's a reference to The Mist, Stephen King's story. The mist itself also canonically is actually just todash darkness breaking through a portal with monsters coming through. If you didn't read that story or you didn't see the Mist adaptations, the movies, the TV shows, the idea is that there's this tear between dimensions and todash darkness starts spilling into the main dimension. That is the mist itself, and the creatures that get through are from todash darkness, the dimension that Pennywise actually comes from. This scene, though, of them running across the mist with the people floating, is hard to tell if this is happening in reality or if Pennywise is just causing them to see this vision. Just because of the water underneath them here, this might be when they're running through the sewers. There's more footage of Hallorann cursing at Pennywise because he starts to see more and more things. Pennywise starts messing with him more and more on a psychic level, causing him to see a bunch of crazy stuff.
That goddamn thing forced itself into my head.
Not totally sure who this person is meant to be, maybe somebody connected to Hallorann. There's another scene of Rose confronting Shaw, and they're actually talking about Pennywise now, the entity, the glue as she knows it, as the tribe knows it. Basically telling him, you have no chance of controlling this is only going to end badly, and she is 100% correct here. This is an actual terrible plan that will go totally tits up, and a bunch of people are going to die. I think the little boy that Marge sees in the sewers here when they're all running around in the sewers looking for Pennywise is just one of the people that died at the beginning of the series. Then a bunch of people are burning the military shed that Hallorann had been given for his men for all the black troops to hang out in. This might be more of the racism that rises, culminating in the Black Spot event during the 1962 timeline. When we actually see Rich inside the house with the boards here, this might be inside the Neibolt house. There are a couple of scenes of Charlotte arguing with Leroy because the storylines converge with Charlotte learning about what's happening with Will, the stuff that he's seeing encountering this evil entity, and Leroy finally being truthful with her about the stuff the military is looking for. Like, oh yeah, the thing that came for him, yeah, that's the thing that we're looking for. Shaw talks about why he wants to weaponize Pennywise, why he wants to use fear against the Soviets, this Cold War that's happening. Remember, the Cuban Missile Crisis is heating up in the background, too. I think that will culminate with the culmination of the actual show itself. Like, they'll hit their climaxes around the same time period. When you actually see the military rush in this piece here and put it in the forge and try to melt it down, it's probably one of the shards from Pennywise's original meteorite that crashed to Earth. There's a couple other scenes from the previous trailers where you actually see the military uncovering some of the different pillars. One of the cool Easter eggs here, too, is that the original Native Americans that buried the pillars, the shards of meteorite, buried them in turtle shells, another reference to Maturin, the cosmic turtle. My assumption here is that they're melting the shards down because they want to weaponize them in some different way, like they're going to turn them into other things. Then when Pennywise says, I wonder how you've always tasted, and is coming for someone who's crawling in this same misty area, I think that it's Marge that he's coming for. He's saying he wonders how Marge tastes. My assumption is the reason the mist starts covering the town here later in the trailer is because it's something that the military does, not what Pennywise does. There's a couple more scenes like Daniel is watching the military again in the woods. I think he's watching them uncover some of the 13 pillars. Then there's that new footage of what looks like the patty cakes and the other kids at school trapped as Pennywise lights this giant fire and starts freaking everyone out. Like all the kids are in an assembly or something like that, and things freak out. Pennywise comes for all of them here. You also see Hallorann with Ronnie also inside the same space when it's happening. Maybe it's just the town having a meeting and Pennywise attacking them during the meeting, trying to trap them in the room and set it on fire. There are a couple previous trailer scenes of the patty cakes also caught in the deadlights floating in the air. This is what people look like when Pennywise has them in the deadlights and he's about to literally chomp them down. Patty cakes finally gonna get their comeuppance.
When you least expect it, your uppance will come.
But there is a lot of new footage here, particularly of Bill Skarsgard as actual Pennywise the Clown going after people in broad daylight. So if there's any Easter eggs or references that you spotted that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments. Like I said, I think episode 5 is mostly going to confirm a lot of the theories about Ingrid being that version of Periwinkle who's just much, much older. She's meant to be the daughter of Bob Gray, the original Pennywise the Clown, before the It entity just took his identity and started using it. My hope is that they'll also give us some backstory there, like why the It entity decided to just permanently start using the form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown, and what is her relationship with him in present day with the It entity. What I'll do is my full episode 5 video will post next week after they release it. There's also a bunch of other stuff coming, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Stranger Things Volume 1 will also be posting the week of Thanksgiving, so I'll try to get that video up as soon as they release all those episodes. As most of you have seen, a lot of Stranger Things is inspired by the original It, not the other way around. There's some people that haven't seen the original It or didn't read the novel and are confused about what is borrowing from what. Stranger Things borrows from the It canon, the Stephen King canon, not the other way around. That's why it feels very similar to what's happening during Welcome to Derry. Probably the more interesting question is what they're going to do for a potential Season 2 plot, if they do Season 2, and it does feel like HBO is going to want that. Do they just expand on the current day storyline that we're in right now in the 1960s, or do we jump back to one of the other time periods and just spend all of our time there in another season? Everybody click here for my full episode 5 video. I'll update the link as soon as I post that, and click here for all my other Welcome to Derry episodes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.